It's M. You asked for it. You got it. We are back on this ride. Next time, maybe I'll put on my red velvet cape if you ask nice. Look, I didn't start over. Like I said, I picked up where I left off, and I'm just doing my best to remember what was going on then. We are at part 2, which is actually pretty short. This is Lestat's concert as seen through various vampire point of view. Well, and Jesse. Vampires and Jesse. It's Halloween in the 80s. The Cow Palace, technically in Daly City, and I only know this because I live out this way, but San Francisco for all intents and purposes. And Lestat's going to have his big concert, and a bunch of vampires are here to rock and roll and also maybe kill him, which for them is probably kind of, it amounts to the same thing. We've got some vampires here who love Lestat and are, there to support him, and just as many there to kill him for for the same reason they want to kill Louis, like for, giving away the secrets or daring to be out in the public eye or whatever. We all hate what we ain't. And we've got the Talamasca there. David Talbot's there. Aaron Leitner's there. Jesse is there. Jesse is the however many generations great granddaughter of the red-haired twins, right? So she also has the red hair and the green eyes, and she is Talamasca. But we have Cayman. I say Cayman. I guess it could be Cayman, but I say Cayman. I've always said it that way. There to try and protect Jesse, and also Mael is there to try and protect Jesse. He is that druidic vampire, the one who turned Marius way back when Marius was traveling in Britannia. We've got Daniel, who's just giddy with excitement. He is a new vampire, right? He is freshly made, more or less, by Armand. He's there with Armand. Armand is Armanding the way he do. Just very, observant, stone-faced. He's taking it all in, but nobody knows what he's thinking. Even Cayman notices Armand. Because remember, in the books, Armand looks 15. He's got this auburn hair, but he's also just really reserved. And Cayman sees him, tries to kind of communicate telepathically in a friendly way. Armand's not having it. So Cayman goes and also kind of tries to show Mael that he is friendly or whatever. And Mael is also just really disconcerted, let's say, because they all also sense that Akasha, the titular Queen of the Damned, is out here doing stuff. She was woken up by Lestat, and she's out here to protect him. But a lot of the vampires, especially the young ones, they don't know the whole history. They don't know any of this stuff. They just know that their kind is in various places is being obliterated by this unseen force. Well, it's Akasha, who apparently woke up and was like the old lady in the shoe. Like, there's too many kids here. I gotta cull this herd. And she just starts, getting rid of a bunch of them. She's like, yeah, I can't even with all this. So Lestat has his big concert. Jesse manages to make it onto the stage at one point. Lestat dances with her, but and she's just amazed to realize that no, he really is a vampire. This is not a joke or a game. It's real. Until she's pulled off by security, and as she's leaving, kind of, some young vampire throws her against a wall, breaks open her skull. She's taken away to the hospital. She thinks she's dead, but locked in her body, That's her big fear, is that she's like, her consciousness is locked in a dead body, basically. She hears David's voice at one point. She hears the EMT telling her that they're going to take care of her. She realizes at some point she's in a hospital, but then something's flowing into her mouth. Anybody with a brain reading this book thinks, well, that's probably a vampire giving you blood. And sure enough, at some point she wakes up and Mael is there. And Maharet, I can never remember which sister is which. You know, they more or less ask her, hey, do you want to be, like, do you want to be turned? Like, if you're turned, you won't be able to see the ghost of your mother Miriam anymore. But Jessie doesn't want to die, and so she gets turned into a vampire. Cayman also is injured by Akasha, but not killed. She burns him, but not enough to kill him. Just enough for him to be not even really incapacitated. He's just in pain. He follows... After the concert, Lestat gets out with Louis and Gabrielle. Gabrielle's driving Lestat and Louis. Apparently she's the chauffeur. She's driving them away from the concert in a Porsche to get away from... They know they're being, stalked by haters. Armand and Daniel aren't able to catch them in time and go with them. So they're kind of left on their own. They end up on a city bus or something. I don't know. It's random. But Lestat, Gabrielle, and Louis get out of there. And while the younger vampires are just kind of going up in flames around them like pyrotechnics, apparently, they head down to Carmel Valley. I don't blame them. I love Carmel Valley. We go there semi-regularly as well. It's beautiful. So I was like, okay, sure. Lestat goes to bed under a tree. Like, he's got a bunker under a tree. Louis goes into an outbuilding to sleep the day away, and Gabrielle just kind of digs herself a hole in the middle of a field or something and goes to bed under there. Cayman follows them. He follows them, but he doesn't make himself known to them, and he's going and then Akasha comes and pulls Lestat out of the ground, flies off with him, kind of in a pietà kind of way, like Mary holding the body of Jesus, right? Flies off with him, and Cayman, it's almost dawn, so there's not a lot he can do about it. He goes to sleep in the house, thinking, oh, geez, Lestat, I hope you're okay. I hope you survive this. Good luck, dude, or whatever. He tries to kind of whisper into Lestat's mind, beware of her, danger, something along those lines. But then he has to go to sleep. More or less, that's where we are. Jesse's a vampire now. Lestat is literally in the arms of Akasha, being flown away somewhere. Armand and Daniel are just on a bus. I don't know. It's so random. So we'll start with part 3, which the name of this chapter is Lestat in the Arms of the Goddess. So that'll be next. It's highly entertaining and amusing. I think in ways it's not intended to be, and I'm trying to remember if when I first read it, and you got to remember, I started reading these books when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. I'm trying to remember how seriously I took it then. I love these characters. I do feel like there's way too many points of view here. There's a lot going on. I kind of feel like Akasha. I'm like, we need to narrow this down. Let's get rid of some of these extra vampires. We don't need these. I can't even remember. Is Marius still stuck in the ice somewhere? I know Pandora and Santino. Is that his name? Santino? It's like Santiago, but it's not. Are also in the frozen wastelands. I think maybe they're trying to go get Marius. I don't entirely remember, but I vaguely think that was the goal. That's the plan. They need to go get Marius so Marius can go get Akasha and It's like he's the lion tamer. That is, in a nutshell, what happens at the concert from everybody's point of view except Lestat's, because I guess in the last book we got Lestat's version of this. That book ends with like him and the concert, and I thought he went to Sonoma, or maybe that was before the concert. Now he's in Carmel Valley. I don't know. Sonoma's also good though. I like going there too. Yeah, so I will keep reading this. I am also reading All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby. And so I'm kind of alternating between the two. I'm about halfway through that book, so I'll probably have that done in a week or so, and I'll keep going on this because I'm almost exactly halfway through this book now too. And then we'll see if I'm up for rereading Tale of the Body Thief. I've reread Interview many times. I've reread Pandora many times. I've reread Merrick a few times. I reread The Vampire Lestat a handful of times. Not nearly as many as the others. But this is the first time I think I've reread this. I may have read this twice before. This might be my third go-through. Definitely have not read Tale of the Body Thief more than once. Or Memnoch more than once. And then the later books I only ever read once as well. Yeah, like Vittorio and Armand, Blood and Gold, like all of those I only read once. So if I'm feeling ambitious, we'll make our way through all of them with breaks in between, because I don't know if I can binge read these. But yeah, that's where we are. That's what's going on with these vampires. And we'll see how the show handles all of this. It's nice to see Lestat and Louis on friendly terms again in the books. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see that in the show. It'll be interesting. Like if we see Daniel giddy and kind of dippy. I don't imagine the show version of Daniel being that way. He seems to be very like embracing the rock star-esque vampire way of life. And I don't know if he and Armand are gonna actually be spending a lot of time together. It would be interesting to see if they do. All right, so until next time, till I have more of this, or I have a review for All the Sinners Bleed, which I am enjoying. Until next time, take care.